is crazy, oh, they keep pressing. Go around them, they keep people. Allah is crazy. No be Muslim, it's not a Christian. And we are there for Bible, make we kill ourselves. Salam alaikum. Salam alaikum, say na best now we want. God no be Christian, it's not a Muslim. Now we there for Torah, make we bomb ourselves. They come from Shah, they want on with terrorists. Come from Niger, they want on with terrorists. Every day by day, them are bombing our schools, killing our youth. Say we know they happy. So they use Allah, what could that keep people? Allah is crazy, oh, the people. Allah is crazy, oh, they keep person. Oh, they use Allah, what to keep people. Allah is crazy, oh, they keep person. Go around them, they keep people. Allah is crazy, oh, they keep person. Prophet Muhammad is the road to Allah. Prophet Muhammad, no, they kill for Allah. They preach peace to the unbelievers, change your ways and Prophet Muhammad, no, they give for Allah. They preach peace to the unbelievers, they can change our ways and turn to Allah. The wages of sin, say my brother, and I said, wages of sin, say my sister, and I said. Repent and have a channel life, make you feel back and one guest, now we know they happy. Know they use Allah, what could carry people. Allah is crazy, oh, they keep pressing. Go around them, they keep people. Allah is crazy, oh, they keep pressing. Know they use Allah, what could carry people. Allah is crazy, oh, they keep pressing. Go around them, they keep people. Allah is great, you know they keep person. Though they use Allah, what could God keep people? Allah is great, you know they keep person. Go around them, they keep people. Allah is great, you know they keep person. Though they use Allah, what could God keep? Though they use Allah, what could God keep people? Allah is crazy, oh, they keep person. Go around them, they keep people. Allah is crazy, oh, they keep person. Oh, they use Allah, what could not keep people? Allah is salami. Salam alaikum, say na best and we but no be Muslim, it's not a Christian. There for Bible, people who I want. God no be Christian, it's not a Muslim. Now why there for God, make we bomb ourselves. They come from Shah, they want on with terrorists. Come from Niger, they want on with terrorists. Every day by day, them are bombing our schools, killing our youth. Say we know they happy. So they use Allah, what could God keep people? Allah is crazy, oh, they keep person. Go around.
So hello, my people. My name is Temitope Olodo, and it's a great honor to see that the question I'm going to be asking my guest. I've got on my guest with me already, and we're going to be going deep into it. We're not going to wait for anybody. We're going to go deep into it. So let me introduce my guest for today. Is known to us, is not a stranger in the house. Please help me welcome my brother, my pastor. Thank you so much, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm very well, thank you, my brother, Mr. Olodo. And for all that are listening to us, or seeing us, viewing us, thank you very much for joining us again. And of course, thank you for bringing me back in right on here. Are you hearing me, sir?
Talking about who owns Nigeria. So we're going to be talking about who owns Nigeria. So it's not going to be a problem at all. So um Pastor is back with us. So let's dive into it. Let's dive into this conversation. Um Now I know you've seen the video, but before I
Yes.
play that video, I want to play a video for our viewers because I think it's important. I know Barrister will join us as we go ahead. He's definitely going to join us. But I want you to listen to what the governor of
when he was signing the budget, Mr. President said this budget is unimplementable. He went and signed it. A budget that will determine the economy, the progress of this nation. And Mr. President knew he signed it. Direct primaries will be too expensive. What do you concern me? What do you concern poor people with the party primary? The one where concern poor man, the one where concern businessman, how to grow the economy. You sign them, even though you know say they go work. The one where the youth politicians are at the fight, he said they go sign. I'm not gonna say how this country be now. This look when I see the country where we did. With Mr. President. Senator Tinubu is here. They collide with Mr. President. You know what they did? Mr. President, now you said you don't want the property, it's okay, we'll remove it. But Mr. President, sign our budget too. Even when it was padded. So, take your own, I take my own. Look at the budget. Because of election coming up 2023. You have a budget anyhow. In any part of this world, 6,000 something projects in one budget.
with us. Thank you so much for joining us. But let me go straight to uh, uh, you've had what you have to say Apologies. Okay. It's a problem with our system. Our system is just good. Can you hear me now, Pastor?
Yes, we're hearing you. We're hearing you very well.
Okay, excellent. So, what is your view about Wike's assertions, sir? Before I go to Barrister Adebola.
Well, there's always been an issue with budget and budget in Nigeria. Budget padding, it's always been an issue, which I think successive governments have really not taken the bold step to deal with. And when it comes to the one that was just signed, by President Buhari, I mean, you have something moving from about 16 trillion plus to 17 trillion, for which the presidency also fumes about it. But at the end of the day, it was signed. So that means the president, so to say, has some things that we as members of the public will expect the president, especially one that has promised to deal with corruption, that if this is happening under his nose and he was asked to sign this, we believe that that is where actually he should have been able to stand up and to take his stand. So if he fumes about it, if he complains that they padding the budget, but at the end of the day, he signs this into law for them, then that means he has failed in that area. That's the way I see it.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me go to Barrister Adebola. You heard what Wike had to say, and as far as that is not padded, what is your view on that? Of course, if Mr. President can sign the budget that is padded, why can't he just sign the electoral bill, and then ask them to you can't hear me. Okay. There is a bit of internet. Please bear with us while we are trying to get our internet connection addressed. Please bear with us. If you're watching us right now, you can like this page. You can share this page, please. I hope you could hear me right now. It was the video of Wike saying that Wike was complaining. Electoral Tajide, who is joining us also, I'll be going to him very soon. You can unmute yourself. But let's watch this video.
retired Army general. I thought Chief as a hand requested to Chief that please, if you are back, and I to meet with Dr. Riman Lukman, who then gave insight into like then I said, when their names. Of all the names you mentioned, only one. They've been alive. And I believe God has preserved them to today. People to them like all the others, General Basojo, General Salami Abubakar, General Ibrahim Babangida, Lieutenant General Ali Gusu, they all around of what they are saying. So my appeal to them is very genuine, very sincere, very patriotic. I'm sure that PDP was almost speaking it's about getting the right candidates for the two parties.
Right.
What I'm doing now is to practice what I preach.
But I'm sure you're preaching to the converted. And many of us know about the owners of Nigeria. Even though we want.
Who owns Nigeria? But I'll be going to Batisha, and I hope you can hear me, sir. Who owns Nigeria, sir?
Thank you very much. I think I can barely hear you or the video that was just played now, and the one before that. So I hope before the end of this program we'll be able to get that sorted. Who owns Nigeria? That's a very big question. I will speak on the fact that I have watched that video of Dele Momodu before, and I have an idea of what he was talking about there, which, if you ask me, for people our age, it's nothing new. It's something that we've all known for a while, that there are certain people in that country who seem to be the people that sits in the darkest corner to decide who rules the country. And that's why you see that at every election cycle, there's always something that looks like a pilgrimage or homage visits to certain people in the country, without which whoever is aspiring to lead the country may not get there. But if you ask me, generally, I believe God owns the country, even though certain people tend to have a say in who governs the country. And what I will say for that is that the only reason why that has prevailed for this long is simply because we, the average Nigerians, have not been able to get our acts together. The day we decide to get our acts together, that is the day that whatever power they hold on the country will cease. Because yes, I know in most part of the world there are certain people somewhere who decides what happens and what doesn't happen and stuff like that. But it's become like an embarrassment as far as Nigeria is concerned, where it's been the same clique of people right from independence to date who gets to decide who gets what. And what makes it worse is the fact that the country is not getting any better. And which makes me to begin to think along the line of the saying that when you keep doing the same thing, the same way, you keep getting the same results. So if we want the country to get better, we need to get rid of certain elements. Well, I don't mean getting rid of them by killing them. I'm talking about getting rid of them by reducing their influence within the political sphere of the country. And the only way we can do that is for average Nigerians to begin now to take their future in their own hands by one, deciding the trajectory that they want the country to go to by getting involved in politics. Gone are the days when the people are, I keep saying politics is dirty, we don't want to get involved, blah 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 blah. But the thing is, if you don't get involved because politics in Africa or in Nigeria is dirty, you continue to get ruled by some idiots who probably don't know their left from their right. So if you want things to change, then you have to get in, and if you have to ruffle feathers, by all means do it, but do something you must. Because if we don't do anything, we'll continue to get the same result. And that's why me personally, I've said it on so many fora that the reason why I'm getting involved in politics is simply because I want to do my own little bit, no matter how small or how minute it is. I want to do something to make sure that at least I can beat my chest tomorrow. If any of my children ask me to say, Daddy, when Nigeria was going haywire, what did you do? So I want to be able to beat my chest to say, look, go and check my antecedents, go and check the records. This and this are what I have done or try to do. It's better you do something and probably not get what you want than you not doing anything at all, because at least you will be able to beat yourself and say, look, I tried my possible best, even if it's not good enough. At least I did not fold my arms and watch the country go to the dogs. So for now, that is what I would have to say about that. The country, as far as I'm concerned, if we all get our hands together, get our hands on deck and begin to speak with one voice as to the future of the country, that is when we'll then begin to take the future of the country in our own hands and begin to make a difference. So that's what I've got to say for now.
Thank you so much, sir, because you've helped us open up the conversation now, because I was getting a bit worried when I saw that video, and they're saying some people own Nigeria. I was like, why are we spending millions of naira, putting together the election? Let's just dispute that money. We have 98 million. We have 98 million Nigerians that are in extreme poverty. If we give them money, then maybe there won't be that poverty again, because we can give them $1 million each, and all of them will be, at least millionaires, and then they will know that whoever wants to rule the country should rule the country, since they make that decision among themselves. But at this point, let me bring in my brother, Mr. Jide, so that he could come and speak to us. Welcome on board. Can you unmute yourself, sir?
Yes, good evening, Mr. Olodo. Good evening, everyone.
Mr. Wike said that, good evening. Mr. Wike just said that the president was willing to sign a padded budget.
Yeah.
But yet, when it comes to the electoral bill, he was not ready to do it. And Dele Momodu, who has already gone to pick up or to make his intention known, what we call here in the UK expression of interest, has said that he's interested to stand, and he said he has learned his lesson from 12 years ago when he first stood, but now it's going to be scientific. So please, is the publisher Dele Momodu going to be the next president in Nigeria, since he said he has learned the scientific way of winning an election? What is your view on that, sir?
Thank you for having me. I'll make it very brief and very quick. From what Chief Dele Momodu has been doing, or is making his intentions known to the public, I think it's a good move. Whether he's going to win or whether he's going to lose depends on the electorate. So it's not for me to decide whether he's going to win. In my own view, has he got the followership? Maybe, maybe not. And he claims that his followership, he has been able to get about 1 million followers I think, on social media, and he is able to have a good relationship with different ethnic group, and he has his own influence in different regions, which I think is good. But whether it's going to translate into votes, I don't know, because Nigerian politics is a different kind of politics. It's not like a normal politics of this Western world we are in. It's Nigerian politics is, I don't know, the analysis, you can't get it right just like that, because you might agree on something today, and the next, before the day runs out, there's another let's say an overturn, or a different thing entirely. So in regards to his assertion, whereby he said that there are some rulers, I think the decision makers, the people that own Nigeria, that insinuation has been going on for a very long time. He's just made it known because of his own position in the society. He has actually put like sort of a stand. So now people will be thinking about it. Now a lot of Nigerians will now be worried that, is it true? And I think it's a little bit is good for the Nigerian citizen. There are some things that whereby we speak in our various homes, and we can't actually come out to say because we don't really have proof, but we just assume. But he, as a journalist, I think he has done his own investigation to arrive at that, and a lot of people are actually following that assertion that yes, it seems and it shows that yes, there are rulers, there are people deciding who gets what in Nigeria, because it's not election that we have in Nigeria, it's selection. People are being selected. For example, I just want to quickly use the example of the PDP primaries when they gave it to Atiku. First of all, before the primaries, it was Tambua, all the governors, all the bigwigs, people controlling the party wanted, but all of a sudden overnight it changed to Atiku. Not because Atiku is a superpower or was a former vice president, but some way somehow, because Wike actually left the stadium where the primaries was conducted, same as Ayo Fayoshe, same as other people, other players that wanted that particular ticket to go to a particular candidate. So everything, if you match all the dots together, you can see that yes, there are people controlling Nigeria, because there are some people that they should not be speaking at all about Nigerian, development or Nigerian politics, but they still go to them and get their sort of support. On this. So Wike is just a.
Let me get before I get in. Thank you so much. Okay. I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you because we've got Barrister Olivia online. Okay. So I want her to unmute herself. But before I get Barrister Olivia on to talk to us, let me speak to Pastor Samuel, because I just wanted to find out, because Mr. Jide has raised an issue, and what we have in Nigeria is not election but selection, and it's actually good that we're having this conversation, because now if somebody is coming out to say something that has been whispered in the corridors of power, that actually the Nigerian people do not matter when it comes to election, and just like Barrister Adebola has said, he has made it his ambition and made it a challenge to himself that he's going to get involved. Now, if we have another 3 million, 4 million Nigerians that are saying the same, that might actually change the situation in Nigeria, because this might be positive in the look of it. Why it comes out as negative, that might actually gear up Nigerians to say, you know what, if these people who are those people that think they are the ones that are the king makers, the king makers, if they think, there was the discussion that the king maker can also stand for election, there's no reason for a king maker to kill somebody to become a king. Now, do we need king makers in Nigeria? There are benefits of king makers, but the Nigerian people still need to speak. Do you believe the Nigerian people will have a voice come 2023, sir. Pastor Samuel, please speak, and then I'll bring in Barrister Olivia. 1 minute, sir.
Right. Thank you very much. I think the Nigerian people, even as faulted as our constitution is, has a right to speak. And if yes, there are kingmakers, but let's not forget also that if the politicians are going out there and they are bribing, they are using massive funds to bribe people to vote for them. So that means there's a part for the people themselves to play. And if we get more people, if more people are getting involved, it could lead to a sort of a balance of power, where those kingmakers or those that are claim to hold Nigeria because of the hold they have on maybe the institutions, the Nigerian institutions. So it might come to the point whereby there will be a balance of power if people are getting involved, and this includes like getting their PVC, going out to vote, and of course holding those officers to account. But before then, because if we only look at the election, then we'll be missing the point too. What are the things that are done before the election? What are the things that could, because this, whether we like it or not, these claim people that said they hold Nigeria, they can't just bring somebody and say, no, there won't be election, we'll just put this person there. They know that the country will go, it will burst into flames. So for them to even look at, okay, let's go through an election, although we've had people that we claim that we want to put in, for them to go through the election and for those politicians to keep bribing the people, then that means the people have a value, even if very small. So I think ahead of the next one, what we should look at very importantly is the census, because that is also used as a sort of a claim of people being more in one area than the other, and we've seen how it's been used over many years to shift base in favor of those that wants to choose from the back door those people that will govern Nigeria. So while we're looking at people getting more involved, also people should be conscious of other things that are done which will eventually have impact on election results.
Okay, thank you, sir. Let me bring in, because our time is going fast and I want us to really utilize the time. Let me bring in Barrister Olivia. Barrister Olivia, you've been in this country for many years and you've also lived in Nigeria. What is your view? Can you unmute yourself? What is your view?
I'm trying to unmute myself.
Well,
okay,
is your
okay,
view?
it's okay now.
Do you think election is do you think election, there is election or is selection in Nigeria?
Sorry. Hello. Do you think election is what? Because I think
do you think what we have in Nigeria is election or is it selection?
Well, I think I would go with one of our speakers. Thanks for having me. What we have in Nigeria is selection and stomach infrastructure. I heard what is it Barrister Miracle? I heard what it is that he said concerning the PCV, but it's not just about the election. I heard what he said. But the problem that we have in Nigeria is that people are hungry. You see, if you've got 3 people that go to a marketplace or say, you know what, all of you come for boxes of noodles, come for me, they will go. Just when you go there on Saturday, vote for me. These people will do so. You know, they cannot be objective. Here it is. I believe a lot of us that are here, we are in diaspora. The way we perceive some certain things, the people, in the grassroots don't even perceive it that way. Having said that, we have an election, but sometimes it is selection depending on who you know. You know, we've got kingmakers, like, for example, Tinubu, is everybody is saying, hey, if you want to be there, you've got to go pay tribute to him. So the longer you're able to pay tribute to a man, the better you'll be there, unfortunately. But in the lower cadet system, what I mean in the local government, not like regional governments, it may not necessarily be so in some certain areas. There could be elections. So it is not balanced. I would say it is not balanced. And if you don't mind, can I just add that I wish, we could have diaspora voting. And what I find out is that as of now, it's not only Nigeria that doesn't have diaspora voting, that a lot of African countries don't have diaspora voting. So here it is, we are talking, we're doing a whole lot of things. The issue is that how do we, influence, the executive, the judiciary, staying in this country, and even the legislative, with our power, with the knowledge that we have gathered, and the exposure that we have beyond our remittances. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I don't know why we're having this internet disruption. I don't know. I don't think that now that the Twitter is meant to be working, that suddenly they are going after us. But we will deal with that. We will deal with that. But let's switch. Let's take the tempo to another level. And if you're watching me right now, thank you for liking it. Please like the page. Tell your friends that we're live. And I'm here with Pastor Debola. I'm here with Pastor Samuel. I'm here with Mr. DJ. And I'm also here with Barrister Olivia. So we've got a full house here. And internet or no internet, we will have this conversation. And if you're watching me, I want you to tell us where you're watching it from. And send us a comment. Put a comment in the box. Thank you so much. I could see one comment from Mr. Collins. Thank you so much. Please tell us where you're watching from. I could see we have people watching us on YouTube. We have people watching us on LinkedIn. We have people watching us live on Facebook. So thank you so much. I could see that watcher from New York. I see someone watching from Russia. We're going from the east to the west. Yes, I could see that person watching us from United Kingdom. I could see somebody watching us from Saudi Arabia. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum. Alaikum salam. Thank you so much for watching us. I know, but now it might be afternoon where you are. It might be daytime where you are. But let us talk about what is happening right now. And thank you for watching us from that beautiful city in Ibadan, the biggest city in Africa. Thank you so much. Let me play you a video now. And this video is quite interesting because something happened in the last 72 hours. And last week we actually talked about terrorism in Nigeria. And I want you to watch these videos. It's very, very important that you watch these videos, and then I will play the video that I need to play. But please watch this video, because this video will give you a bit of some stories. Because when I start asking questions from my colleagues, I want you to understand where I'm coming from when I'm asking them questions. Please watch this video.
Who have honored the call of duty to serve their motherland. The armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The Army, the Navy, the Air Force. The ones whose shoulder we rest on. The ones who sacrifice their lives for our safety without knowing our names. The ones whose aim it is to protect us, ourselves as a people. You are our heroes. On the ground, on the sea, on air. Through the theater of bullets, blood, tears, sweat, and uncertainty, you have demonstrated courage. You have fought gallantly and selflessly for your countrymen. You have left your family to fight for other families. Some of you have even paid the ultimate price.
They are gallant heroes and will always remain heroes. One such hero was the late Lieutenant General Ibrahim Attahiru, the 21st Chief of Army Staff.
It is now high time we get back and fight through and support our forces
and pay tribute to their courage, bravery, and sacrifices as they battle to keep us together in unity and peace.
Today, we remember Lieutenant General Ibrahim Attahiru, the new past chief of army staff, a fallen hero. Today, we also remember all the fallen heroes of the Nigerian Armed Forces.
Today, we remember the sacrifices of the Nigerian Armed Forces.
Today, we remember the sacrifices of the Nigerian Armed Forces.
Today, we remember the sacrifices of the Nigerian Armed Forces, and we say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Eshigoni.
Mungode. Dalu.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And may God bless the Federal Republic.
Of course, we all here say thank you for your sacrifice. And of course, we recognize that, and we know a lot of people are fallen, heroes are fallen, and we must always recognize and appreciate, our fallen heroes. If you're watching me right now, I want you to like this page, I want you to share this page, I want you to tell your friends that we're live and we're discussing this issue. I'm Mr. Adibola, and also I've got Pastor Samuel, I've got Mr. Jide with us, and I've got Honorable Olivia. But before we move into the next conversation, there is a video I need to show you. I need to play for you. And it's important. You watch it and listen. It's very, very important. So watch this and let me know what you think about it. Okay, so you've seen it. I just have one question, and I don't want you to spend more than 30 seconds on that question. Each of you, please. How far is Nigeria Air Force in Zaria by flight to Borno? Please, if you could answer that question for me, please, I would really appreciate it. I'll start with Barrister. I know you are not a pilot, but you can tell me at least based on your experience, if you are flying from Kaduna, if you take a flight jet now from Kaduna and you are flying, flight jet is different from commercial. So if you hear that something is happening now, somebody has entered into a police barrack or whatever anywhere, and you need to pick up and go with 2 flying jets to Borno, how far do you think it will take, sir? How long do you think it will take? Will it take up to 3-4 hours, sir?
Well, I've not been to Borno before, so I wouldn't know, but I would like to use the time it takes from Kaduna to Lagos, which is 1 hour by normal flight, to judge that. So assuming if it's the same distance, I would say yes within 1 hour. But then I know war planes seems to be much faster than that. But I need to say something quickly because you touched on it earlier while you're asking this question, which is that when people are told how long does it take to, because that is the key here now. Some people may go to anywhere and do it. You see,
actually, there's no place in Nigeria that is, yes.
Unless there's an information being passed on to certain people, our Air Force or Nigerian Army are not angels that will know what's going on unless somebody somewhere picks the phone and call. And we've all seen the social media awash with our people when something drastic happens. Instead of them to call the necessary service organizations, all they are more concerned about is taking video coverage of it. I just want to put that in there. But conservatively, I would say from Kaduna to Borno shouldn't take more than 1 hour.
You are right, sir. Let me go to Pastor Samuel. I know as a fact that there is no place within Nigeria from Lagos to Borno or Borno to Sokoto. There is no place that is more than 1 hour of airtime. We know, even no matter how naive we are, that in every military formation, police formation, or security formation, when there is an attack against their premises, they should normally call in, just like Barrister Adebola have mentioned, they should normally call in and say, Mayday, Mayday.
Yeah.
Whatever the incident that has happened is that place, police officers were taken away. Those people entered and breached that place. There was no defense against them, recording themselves shooting into that place and going in with no resistance, and they took away the people they want to take away. Our prayer is that those people they're taking away, they will not be used for exhibition. What is your view? No, we've seen all the videos and all the demo to go into and showing all his activities before going into the boxing match, showing his hand. And let me show myself so that our viewers can see what I mean. Showing his hand and punching and going up and sparring up and going back and going forward. When you see Joshua doing all those demo, you expect that when he gets into the ring, at least he will be able to demo in the ring. He will not end up getting knocked out within 3 seconds. This one did not even show any resistance. No resistance. They just went in, picked them up, and started saying, "Oh, we could see all the new cars we bought are all there." Is it that they just allowed them to enter, just for a free ride, just to as part of, because any plane, why those people were still there, even when they were coming alone, if they've radioed it in, that these people, you can see them from about maybe with the goggle, we can see them about 10 minutes from also. They follow them. Now they're taking the people away. They don't even know where they took them to. Abba, what is your view on that, Pastor? 30 seconds.
Thank you. I think it brings back our discussion about the government's claimed sources of insecurity. I mean, this is not the first time this will be happening, where these terrorists will even they go as if you are going in a sort of an entourage. It's not just one vehicle or two. They have like cars that takes them, all these 4x4 utility trucks like pickup. They go en masse. So it means that they should have been seen even before they get to that place. And the places where they've attacked now, just like this one they've attacked, is a sort of we can say it's a paramilitary institution. They should have things there to reach out if there is danger. I mean, I believe that is a basic and standard equipment that will be put in any paramilitary institution. So if this happens, and then it seems like I mean, they just have a clear right, and this is not the first time. Like I said, they've attacked barracks in the past. They just walk in, clear the people, and then they just went away. And so it caused a question. And the second part of it is, I don't know what happened. Our military, they've always had this record. I mean, all over Africa, even if it's not all over the world, about being one of the best in Africa. But over time, that has gone. And now I'm not saying that it's just only this administration, successive administrations. And from also videos we've seen in the past, we really want to look at, are these officers, our soldiers, are they even in their best mind? Are they encouraged to fight for the nation? Remember that the former CBN, I don't know whether it was the former CBN governor, his position, Malafia, before he died, he did mention that they've been told that those one of the leaders or people that are sponsoring these terrorists, he said they told them is one of the governors in the north. So when there are no consequences, if there's somebody that is involved in that and is holding public office, and that person is not taken on, the person is still there, and these people are still inflicting serious assaults on not just both the citizen and even those people that are meant to be protecting the citizen, then we need to ask the leadership of the country questions. So that means among those people that are in leadership position, there are some of them that are involved in this. And it will be the worst thing when we have leaders who are willing to negotiate the lives of their own people for their own popularity or whatever power they claim that they want to achieve. From what I check, I've not traveled from Kaduna to Borno before, but from what I check, Arik does a 1 hour 20 minutes to Maiduguri. And just like Barrister has mentioned, I mean, military planes are meant to be faster than that, than commercial planes. So I see in what has happened clearly, I've seen a failure of leadership, something that is completely not correct in Mr. President's last message, this last interview about security in Nigeria. No, they failed. If you can't secure even the institution where we have our armed forces and they have weapons, and that is not even safe. I mean, what chance do ordinary people hold against these ravaging terrorists? So I'll take the leadership. We'll call our leaders into account, and I mean, it's a fail of leadership. Failure of leadership.
Leadership, if these individuals have entered into a school, an institution like that, of any kind anyway, so I won't have been worried. But when you have a situation where they are entering into a security formation that is in itself meant to be built to be a fortress, and they went in there as if they're going into a nursery school, and like one of our a 38 minutes flight, and yet between the time these people were moving towards the gates and getting in there, yet they could not. Mr. Jide, please unmute yourself. What is your view on this issue? Do you think that we are playing lip service with the way in which, when we talk about coordination, are we really coordinating our fight against terror? And are we doing a good job on this part? Because the Air Force should have been there on time. Even if the Air Force could not scramble. I know they have
Mr. Olodo, can't hear you. Hello? Oh, wow. Hello? Hello?
Go ahead.
Because I didn't hear the question, but I think.
I said the question. Do you think we are playing lip service?
Yes. Oh,
in 1 minute,
okay.
do you think we are?
To me, the question should be
where we talk about 8 minutes to fly into that place.
Even okay. In my own view, even when we talk about the minutes, how long is going to? Yeah, with an Air Force jet, it should take about, let's say, half of that 38 minutes, which will be around which will be around 16 to 17 minutes for them to.
19,
what I would
19
say
minutes.
is that yes, something there about about 19 minutes. What I would say is that they actually wanted that to happen. We all know if a terrorist group can go far as entering NDA, that's the Nigerian Defense Academy in Kaduna. Where can they? And this one is a police academy in somewhere in the north. I think this one should be a small fish for them. Asking whether why didn't they attack, or whether the military know that they are coming. They have all the intelligence. I might tell, if the federal government can go all the way to Kenya to take Nnamdi Kanu to Nigeria, there's not, they know about it. And Abacha have already said in his own time that any sort of terror, any sort of terror that happens within a country that lasted for more than 24 hours, we all should know that the government is behind it. So we should come to a conclusion that they allow it to happen. They want it to happen, and they want everybody to see it happen. Because for a police academy, you can see even from the video, we see that that's a very big compound, and it's going to occupy over maybe 12,000 police officers. So how come that all of a sudden that place is now being deserted? There's nobody there. That there should be series of questions, and we need answers for that. And all of a sudden, before when the video started, you'll be thinking like it's just normal propaganda videos that you won't want to believe it. But when I saw the Nigerian flag, I know that there's a problem. Then I now believe that yes, this actually happened in Nigeria. If the flag wasn't there, even the federal government will come out. They will debunk the video that it's from maybe our opposition, it's from the PDP. They failed. They've been failing, and even the president has already said that he has tried his best, and that's the best that we've seen. So, in my own opinion, they let it to happen, and that is what they want us to see. Okay. And I think the incoming government will have a lot of work to do by building that relationship, building that confidence back. It will take time. To destroy is very easy, quick. They can destroy, but to build back that confidence in Nigerians, it will take years. It will take time, and I think the incoming government will still first of all battle with,
Okay, I was going to bring in
government.
Okay, let me give. At this point, we are going to be rounding up. So let me give 1 minute to Barrister Adebola. You have 1 minute because we are rounding up in the next 4 minutes. So, but in 1 minute, Tinubu declared his interest in running the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and other people have stood up to show interest in Nigeria. Do you think Nigeria election that Tinubu is the man that everybody else needs to beat? What's your view on that, sir?
Well, I would say yes, categorically on that. And the reason for me saying that, stands on what we've discussed on this program regarding his antecedents. Because for me, I cannot vouch for you unless I'm sure that I've seen you do something in the past. And we are all living witness to what he's done in Lagos State. And most of the things that he's done in Lagos State is being replicated at the federal level and in other states in the country. So for me, I believe he has what it takes. He has the capacity, and he has the knowledge, and he's the kind of man who I believe will probably do things differently, because we've seen him do it in Lagos. I mean, Lagos is perhaps the arguably the only country, the only state in the country now where you can go there and find non-indigents holding some top positions in government, as far as even in the cabinet. So for I think that is what Nigeria needs now, is to source. Obasanjo tried his best when he was there, but it just didn't go far enough. And what we need in Nigeria now is somebody that will come in and look into the new, because Nigeria is blessed with human resources. And the only reason why we are where we are now is because most of the times we keep putting square pegs in round holes. So we need somebody who can come in and say who is better suited to this position. And I don't care if it's black, red, or white, or black, or whatever it is, Efik Igbo, or whatever it is. Put him there, so long as we know he has the capacity to do the job. I think that's moving forward now. That is what we need for the country to get out of the quagmire we're in at the moment now. So for that reason, I would say a categorical yes. In fact, with all the people that I've seen now coming up, with their showing interest in being the president, he is the only one that I can vouch for. For the rest of them, I cannot point to what they've done in the past that would convince me that they will do anything better than what we have now.
Thank you, sir. Okay, Pastor, you have your 1 minute. Tinubu declared his interest to run for Nigeria, right. And we had some people also, including Dele Momodu, all showing that they have interest. What do you think Tinubu is the man to be that everyone else needs to beat, or is it just living a dream that will never come true?
Well, thank you, Mr. Olodo. First of all, I mean, we've all agreed that Tinubu has the right to contest for the presidency. I mean, as a citizen of Nigeria. However, I have my own personal view about his presidency. Yes, he's been able to do things in Lagos, but still till tomorrow, even the Lagos people are accusing him of corruption. And when you look at people that have even acted in the state before, you know, when you are like a governor in the state, there are some things you can get away with. But when you become the president, you have other institutions to go through, which you may not really have control over. And obviously, we've had Mr. President, despite the fact that the National Assembly and House of Rep and Co, they have like majority and they hold the leadership, but there's still rancor between the two. So they may not be able to have that same strength right up there. Also, people have spoken about Tinubu's health, which I think we should take seriously with what has happened with Buhari. Because before Buhari, during the election, we knew that Buhari wasn't that very much fit. But then they still packaged him and people went ahead and voted for him. And then after that, we begin to see the limitations to his activities. He himself even mentioned it, that if he had been when he was younger, that, I mean, he would have performed well. And of course, he also mentioned about his health. So do we want to do the same thing with Tinubu? Yeah, Tinubu is a master strategist when it comes to politics, but would strategy in politics, putting people there, would that be the same as strategy in governance? It may not be. So I think I will be looking more at other people to come up. And for me personally, I would prefer somebody that hasn't got those political, how do they call it? Political backs, you know, where you have like godfathers and co that you have to subscribe to. There are people that will obviously block your way from doing something. So yes, baggage. Thank you very much. So I'm hoping to see other people. You know, this woman Shunaya, I think there was even a time he had a post, and one of the, I mean, I put in this there that, I mean, since the time you lost the election, you have just kept quiet. Now you are not building that base, so that in another 4 years, if you are still interested, I mean, you just collapse the base, and then maybe when it's about a few months or 1 year to the election, then new people will be coming back and expecting people to support you. So I'm looking more to see people that have shown themselves maybe in their place of work, that we can trace their progress and their success, not in politics, but rather in other areas. I think that's what we should be looking for if we are really going to get it this time around. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. I will have want us to continue and get the opinion of Mr. Jide and Master Olivia, but our system is failing us, and we need to really work on this. But okay, I could see Barrister Olivia is there. Let me quickly ask her.
Okay.
Tinubu has thrown his hat in the ring to tell us that he's interested. Do you think he is the savior that we need, the Nigerian savior that we are waiting for, or should we expect another?
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Olodo. I do not agree that he is the savior that we are waiting for. No doubt he's got the experience, he's got the exposure. But if I go with what Pastor Sam just said, we've got to take his earth into consideration. I know that a few months, in fact, less than 6 to 7 months ago, it was all over the place, that there were medical concerns. And so we don't want to have a repeat with what happened with Mr. President, with Tinubu, as it were. Now, on the other hand, it seems that this race is more of, let's have somebody from the south, maybe just to appeal the Yorubas, But having him there is a strategy, he could do so, but I still believe he could perform anything he wants to perform from behind without being president. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for your comment on that. I think at this point we are having serious difficulty with this internet layout, which I think might be from my side here. There might have been some security, I don't know what is causing it, but I definitely go to look into it, because this is very quite interesting conversation, and we will definitely continue next week to look at who owns Nigeria. We are definitely going to have that conversation next week and have that discussion. Let me use this opportunity to thank my brother, Mr. Jide Oshontolu. Thank you so much for joining us today. We really, really appreciate your contribution and in-depth analysis. Thank Barrister J.K. Adebola as a politician and as a legal mind. Let me also use this opportunity all the way from Scotland, in that cold, beautiful place of here in Kenya. We really, really appreciate you for those. If you're watching this page, you can like this page, share this page. I will promise you that it will be much better next week. We will definitely make sure that this is done properly, well improved internet connection. We don't know what's causing. We're not in Nigeria, so they should shares in the UK one. So I need to write to my MP to ask them why they're asking them to buy shares. But until we meet again, my name is Temitope Olodo. Thank you so much for watching. leave you with this beautiful song and thank God for our military because it's Remembrance Day, Remembrance time. So we honor the military and for those that have given their life to the sacrifice of their nation. So we thank you so much. Enjoy this video.